It's the facts that you see written in horror novels. That's what we have to determine. And you know, it isn't easy. I can tell you that when you think about, is there ever something redeemable in a person? You'd like to say at some point there is. And I can tell you that at the points in life where I've come to the conclusion that there isn't anything redeemable, you know, you do think about, I think it takes away a little piece of my soul. How come I couldn't find anything good? How come I can't find anything that I can say at some point you'll be a better person? So ultimately at sentencing, considering the seriousness of the offense, your character, and the needs of society. This is clearly not a probation case. Probation would unduly depreciate the seriousness of the offense and isn't even allowable under our law. You are sentenced to a term of life imprisonment.
Fair use, fair use.
What the penalty is
Hey, sniper.
for a jury of your peers ultimately coming back and convicting you on first-degree intentional. In this case, I didn't see a restitution request.
We are asking for a restitution hearing, and we've pre-selected a date.
Thank you. We'll be setting restitution off to be determined at a later date. Relative to this matter, I have considered the seriousness of the offense. I have weighed your character.
He's been convicted of unaliving Sade Robinson.
And are you a good risk? And sadly, you're not. As to...
Oops, there we go.
As to my sentence, relative to the nature of the offense, you are not eligible for challenge incarceration. You're clearly not eligible for any substance abuse programming. Restitution will be determined at a later date. You do need to submit a biological specimen to the state crime lab and pay the surcharge thereof. You do have the right to appeal, and if indigent, you have the right to the assistance of the public defender. What you need to understand is that a notice of intent to pursue
He's getting
post-conviction relief must be
life
filed
in
trial
prison
court
without parole.
20 days after sentencing for your rights to be preserved. You have been convicted of a felony.
His name is
You may
Maxwell
never possess a
Anderson.
firearm. If you do, you're looking at 10 years of imprisonment, a $25,000 fine, or both. You may not possess body armor at any time in the future. If you do, you'll be subject to 15 years of imprisonment, a $50,000 fine, or both. You cannot vote in any election. I'm going to waive all non-mandatory fees, costs, and
That's him
assessments.
next to the
I'm ultimately going to want payment for restitution.
victim.
First and foremost. So we're going to determine that on a later date. But due to that, I'm not imposing any fine. The
Welcome
fees,
in,
costs,
welcome
and
in.
assessments
Hit
will
the
be
like,
payable
please.
during your term of confinement at a rate to be determined by the DOC. Pre-trial incarceration credit.
I'll get that information to you.
Okay.
Hello, Ronnie.
So relative to one moment.
He didn't want to plea. He said he didn't do it, you guys, but there's proof that he did it. That's why he's getting sentenced life prison without parole.
Arson of building other than arson of property other than building. That's a class I felony. On that offense, you are looking at a fine of up to $10,000 or imprisonment for not more than 3 years and 6 months, or both. Relative to that matter, the maximum is 18 months of initial confinement and 2 years of extended supervision. I am imposing 18
Hey,
months
Time, how
of
are
initial
you? Thank you for coming.
confinement and 2 years of extended supervision.
Hit the like, please. Thank you.
One moment.
19-year-old. He unalived her and then dismembered her.
As to count 2, which is the charge of mutilating a corpse, that's a class F felony. That means upon conviction, you could be fined not more than $25,000 and imprisoned not more than 12 years and 6 months or both. Relative to that, the maximum is 7.5 years of initial confinement and 5 years of extended supervision. I am imposing 7.5 years of initial confinement and 5 years of
Thank you.
supervision. Relative to count 1, that is a Class A felony, the charge of first-degree intentional homicide. Relative to that, you shall be sentenced to imprisonment for life. And relative to this matter, weighing all of the factors that I must, looking at the Galleon factors, considering your character, the severity of the offense, and the impact on the community, where you stole a truly shining light, is what it sounds like. I am ordering that you will not be eligible for extended supervision. Counts 2 and 3 are consecutive to count 1. The date for the restitution hearing will be
September 4th at 10:30.
Have you determined?
Yes, excluding today's date, 484 days.
I will provide you with a written explanation of the determinate sentence for your review. State, what have I failed to address?
I think that's everything.
Defense, what have I failed to address?
Nothing further.
Celeste?
Nothing, Judge.
One moment, and I'll give you a copy.
All right, still watching with you at home. We have our guest in this hour for criminal defense attorney Jessica Lettingham. So life in prison without the possibility of parole. Plus, what's your response to the judge got it right?
The judge absolutely got it right because, as we've already mentioned, this is a horrible crime, absolutely horrific. He is a threat to society. She nailed it right on the head when she said,
Evidence.
"You don't even sound like
My
you
bad.
understand
Evidence.
reality."
Yeah, evidence.
All his memories were
I'm
just
sorry. My bad.
Not the actual truth. So I think she nailed it right, and I think that the family's not going to be happy.
Appreciate
but I'm
that.
sure they're going to rest a little bit easier that he's off the street.
Yeah, let's go back in, though. The judge is making some final remarks after giving that final sentence to Maxwell Anderson.
Moving forward, just an idea. You know, Sade Robinson, she was working so hard for good. She was working so hard to achieve so much.
College student.
I haven't heard a word about how she was involved in violence or any type of attack or any type of ugliness. Wouldn't it be great if we all move forward not thinking about retaliation or revenge or hunting people, but about let's emulate that spirit and move forward trying to be kind and gracious.
It is
to all.
very sad.
That's clearly the effect she had on the community.
19 years
It's a little
old.
harder to step away from violence and to be kind to each other, to communicate more. Maybe our world will be a better place. Just an idea. Thanks, everybody.
I agree.
Thank you.
I agree with what you just
Judge
said.
there, the final word as Maxwell Anderson is now walked out. He is sentenced to life in prison, no extended supervision allowed by this judge. Criminal defense attorney Jessica Lettingham still here in studio with us as we watch this defendant leave the courtroom. And Jessica, you heard the judge there.
That means anybody could get at him, you guys. That's what that means. No supervision.
They move forward, focused on the good of Sade Robinson and not.
You better hope
revenge
nobody in their
towards
families
Maxwell
over there.
Anderson. What do you think about judges
Just
getting
saying.
involved in how the family processes their grief?
The judge really cares here, and you can see that she cares. And when you hear these fiery impact statements, like especially like what we heard from the mother, calling
sad.
the attorney, even the defense attorney,
And would not even admit to it,
it's
y'all.
actually right to
With
give
evidence and all, and he would not admit to it.
the system. You have to let it go, even though it's so
He's
hard
like,
to
I didn't go for an appeal because I didn't do it. Okay, but the evidence says you did.
From the bottom of my heart,
Listen to
my
that.
deepest and most sincere condolences go out to Sade's family, as well as everyone else affected by this tragedy.
Fair use, fair use.
That being said, Your Honor, I took this to trial without ever once trying to make a plea deal of any kind, because I did not commit these crimes. And so I plan to appeal my convictions while I hope and pray that further investigations not only prove my innocence, but find and deliver true justice.
No accountability,
None.
Sorry to
No
the family,
accountability.
no remorse.
No, none.
You shouldn't do anything if you don't want to be
that's
accountable
clear, and that is
for
why
it,
she
okay?
said,
Period.
I'm locking away and throwing away the key.
Yeah, because she had that wide range. He could have been supervised release after 20.
He's a young man, so there could have been some situation where she could have given him 40 years down the line. That would still be a time for him to be outside of prison.
I think it is a huge mistake that he said, I feel sorry, although I have nothing to do with it. If he had taken some responsibility, it would have shown the judge that he had a chance to be rehabilitated.
Jessica Lettingham, a defense attorney, thank you so much for being with us this hour. We'll see you.
All right, you guys, that's it. I'm getting off.
For Jordan Palmer. This is
Yeah, that's another crazy one right here. This is that male situation.
denied shooting his neighbor and killing him, but he says he did it in self-defense.
Self-defense. It's always self-defense. Wow.
Call it a pursuit.
Self-defense. That's crazy work.
That once was ours.
All right, you guys. Hey, Young Rias, how are you? Thank you for coming through. I'm about to get off. It was just going to be a short live showing the sentencing for Sade Robinson. He unalived her and dismembered her, and they couldn't, she was considered missing, and then they found her. So, appreciate you coming through, though. Y'all have a great day. And like I always say, thank you for coming through. And for those that are going to be coming later, thank you as well. And look, you don't have to go home, but you got to get up out of here. See ya. Bye.